Hello YouTube, welcome to channel Anna Bella, and today I'm going to be doing something slightly different. I'm going to be talking about the EU and Article 13 and YouTube. And as you know, I like to do balanced arguments, so we're going to be looking at fors and against of Article 13. Come with me to the laptop where we will discover more. Hello everyone, so here we are on YouTube's official Save the Internet page. And imagine if you couldn't watch the videos you love. Hashtag save your internet. Make your voices heard. So, Article 13, as written by the European Parliament, will create large unintended consequences for everyone. Let's come together for a better solution. That is what YouTube is saying. And they have been criticised for it because I've got another article to show you. But first, what is Article 13? And there's a really cool little video here, which we're going to watch, because it's better than mine. And we're going to do full screen.
Hey, it's Matt from YouTube here again to help with your burning questions and theories. This time around Article 13, which not enough creators know about. Put it down for you in a few simple questions that you've been asking. All right, first, what is Article 13? It's a part of a proposed copyright legislation in the European Union created with the intent to better protect creativity. It seeks to find effective ways for copyright holders to protect their content online. We at YouTube support Article 13's goals and its aim to help creators and artists succeed. However, the current proposal of Article 13, written by the European Parliament, will create large, unintended consequences. It threatens hundreds of thousands of creators, artists, and others employed in the creative economy. So, why should you care? As currently written by the European Parliament, Article 13 could mean that YouTube is forced to block millions of existing and new videos in the EU. It could drastically limit the content that you can upload to YouTube in Europe. This would be a...
Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. Basically, there are loads, there are hundreds of videos about Article 13. There are things about this that is concerning. I'm concerned as a YouTube content creator. But what is interesting is this article, which is by the Music Business Worldwide. It says, will Article 13 really kill YouTube? Read it for yourself. It's only 240 words long. And the gist of it, in short, here we are. Article 13, use of protected content by information society service providers storing and giving access to large amounts of works and other subject matter uploaded by users. 1. A large amount of works or other subject matter uploaded by users shall, in cooperation with copyright holders, take measures to ensure the function of agreement concluded with right holders for the use of their work or other subject matter, or to prevent the availability on their service of works or other subject matter identified by right holders through the cooperation with the service providers. Yeah, as you can see, it is very wordy. It's basically, if you've created something and it can be proven to be yours, and somebody else takes that and uploads it to YouTube, and they're not using fair use, then you're breaking that content creator's copyright holder, because they hold the copyright for that. So yeah, and there's a link here in full. So adequate reporting on the recognition and use of such works, which YouTube actually does, complaints and redress mechanisms that are available to users in case of disputes. Member states shall facilitate, where appropriate, the cooperation between information society service providers, that's platforms like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all social media outlets, and the television, I suspect, and radio companies, and right holders through stakeholder dialogues to define best practice such as appropriate and proportionate content regulation technologies. So that's it. It's taken from the European Copyright Directive, which is available in full here. YouTuber Christopher Bingham takes an interesting perspective on this. Despite uploading content to YouTube for more than 12 years, he believes that Article 13 isn't a problem. So that's interesting in itself. It's just enforcing regulation. But it can also mean that because of this, if people haven't watched the basic or been trained properly with YouTube on their Creator Academy for the copyright, it can mean that people can and will get into a mess. So basically, fair use is, I could say do a cover of, say, 30 Seconds to Mars and upload it to YouTube. That's fair use. What would not be right is me taking the video that 30 Seconds to Mars have made and uploading it to my channel and claiming it as my own. That would be a breach of copyright. Yeah? Whereas me singing, say, one of their songs in a completely different way would be fine. But what Article 13 is about protecting creators. So there's 6 myths that YouTube have said. So we're going to have a look at this. Article 13 will protect small creators and artists while ensuring they're paid fairly for their work. And it says here, Article 13 imposes direct liability on platforms before notice of potential copyright infringement. It basically means that YouTube, the site itself, could get it in the neck rather than the creators. Whereas before, it's been understanding copyright law has been in the creators' ball court. They've had control of that. They've had to say, yes, I've created this video by myself. Now, with this, it means that YouTube will, as an uploading video platform, will have to check that each creator is following copyright law. Which is only fair, really, but I can see the point. There are over 400 videos uploaded to YouTube every day, so it's going to be very difficult for them to do. It's not already law. It could be made law. Article 13 could be made law at the end of the year, and EU member states may have up to 2 years to make the directive into national law. And remember, there are 28 EU member states. Well, actually, let's think about that. There's 27. Well, there was 28. UK's leaving, so I don't know whether this will apply to us or not, because Brexit is taking ages. So I don't know on that one, to be fair. YouTube is against Article 13 and there's no room to compromise. Well, actually, they want to support legislation and they want it to be written fairly. Article 13 could put hundreds of thousands of EU jobs at risk, possibly. So that's the first 3 myths. The digital advertising model is destroying the creative industry. Ads and subscription business are growing and revenue is increasing. So YouTube paid the music industry $1.5 billion a year and fueled the fastest growth of the music industry in 20 years. Wow. So it's quite interesting, these facts. So YouTube paid over 800 million to content owners in the EU. And over the years, YouTube has paid the music industry $5 billion from advertising revenue alone. So, wow. Managing rights today on big platforms is an impossible case of whack-a-mole, making it difficult to record labels to withdraw their work. So that YouTube used Content ID, and over 98% of copyright management of YouTube takes place through Content ID. In fact, today, Content ID has paid right holders over $2.5 billion for third-party uses of their content. So there's been cases, and the right holders have been winning them. Obviously, if their work's been used illegally or wrongly. YouTube already has technology needed to comply with Article 13. So 400 hours of video are uploaded every minute. So it's not 400 individual videos, it's 400 hours of video are uploaded every minute. This is an impossible expectation to meet, because obviously YouTube would be expected to screen each one and say whether the creator owned the copyright for that. So that could be tricky for them to do. So if Article 13 is instated, 35 million plus EU channels will be blocked, which means 4 million plus, and 4 million plus in France and Germany will be blocked. So that's 8 million channels in France and Germany could be blocked alone. So I don't know whether it is scaremongering, but I guess they do have to make a case to say why it would be difficult for them to police the creators' videos, whether they've actually created that or not. We can read the FAQ down here, but it is very small. On September the 12th, the European Parliament voted to move forward with Article 13. It's not yet law. The language could be finalised by the end of this year, and EU member states may have 2 years to make it into law. The proposed version will eliminate the existing notice and takedown system currently in place to protect right holders and platforms. This would make platforms such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Dailymotion, Reddit and Snapchat liable at the moment of upload for any copyright infringement in uploads from users, creators and artists. This in turn would mean platforms including YouTube would be forced to block the vast majority of uploads from Europe and views in Europe for content uploaded elsewhere, given the uncertainty and complexity of copyright ownership. More on this below. So basically, if I wanted to send my Auntie Glenys, who lives in Wales, a meme of President Trump, I will say his name right because that's important. Names are important, people. A meme of President Trump. I can't even say Trump now. President Trump. Yeah, okay, let's be sensible. If I want to send a meme of President Trump pardoning the turkey, for instance, to my Auntie Glenys in Wales, it would be blocked because I did not take the photograph of President Trump. Whatever. Anyway, he should have an easier name or one that is less likely to be made fun of. Sorry, President Trump. There we go. Okay, what would be the impact? Basically, forced to block millions of videos, threatens hundreds of jobs. YouTube and other platforms may have no choice but to block your existing videos and prevent you from uploading new ones in the European Union unless you can prove you own everything, including the visuals and sounds. And it would likely block the videos. Articles that's currently make copyright matching tools like Content.io won't help platforms. Right holders should work with the platforms to identify the content they own so platforms know what is protected in the copyright and can give right holders control to block those if they choose. Platforms should be held liable for content identified to them using tools like audio through notice. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it's a complicated issue. It could be seen as screaming before anything, but let's listen to more.
Educational videos, lots of official music videos, fan music covers and mashups, parodies, and more. So what would happen with Article 13?
Herbal tea, everyone.
Would eliminate our existing notice and takedown system. This would make platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Dailymotion, Reddit, and Snapchat liable at the moment of upload for any copyright infringement in uploads from users, creators, and artists.
That's an impossible task to place. Okay, so I think this is interesting. Fair use seems the European Union is bowing down to the pressure from these platforms and right holders that are being directly threatened by it. Fair use is a broad and often misunderstood term, but one that should form the backbone of argument against Article 13. Being potentially cut off from video content on YouTube will simply create another less desirable avenue for many. Either way, I'm just happy that I've always invested in decent VPN service. Can I see the legislation being passed? In all honesty, no. There's too much public opposition for these potential changes. It would be a huge U-turn for the European Union, but one that makes the most sense for citizens within member states, the very people who the European Union are said to represent. Okay, so I'm based in the UK, which is same with my channel. At least until March, still part of the European Union, and adhere to any legislation changes, including Article 13, at least until Brexit becomes a reality and someone who creates videos exclusively for YouTube for Article does threaten almost all video making creativity. So I hope you have enjoyed this rather strange video. We're going to go back to the sofa now, and I'm going to attempt to sum this up. Hello everyone, this is my summary. In short, Article 13 is about copyright and understanding of fair use policies. And I'm sorry it's been a dry and deadly boring video for some people. But this is an important issue because this actually threatens creative freedom and a hell of a lot of platforms. It's not just YouTube that's affected, it is every single social media platform. So for instance, if I took a video or a photo of my cat and uploaded it, I think that would be okay because I 100% own my cat and I 100% own the ability to create that photo of my cat. But if I took a photo of a magazine or say a magazine that I was going to review for a video and I did not have the 100% copyright to that magazine, my video would be blocked. So we could only do videos on things that we 100% own. So no parodies, no talking about current events, etc., etc. It would severely limit what we could and could not include on YouTube. And in fact, it would cause a huge divide between the North and South of America having one regulatory system and the whole of Europe having another regulatory system. And in some ways, that's very much how the internet does operate. But this is concerning, and I've tried to be balanced. I don't think the EU is going to be able to get this through. People could say, well, you're in the UK anyway, it doesn't really affect you because in March you're leaving the EU. Well, even that's not certain because I'm not sure how the negotiations for Brexit have gone today. I'm not sure whether it's gone through or not, or whether Spain have decided not to play ball over Gibraltar, because that was something that wasn't thought about at the time. Anyway, this is not a video about Brexit. This is a video about Article 13 and its effect. I don't know how it's going to happen or what's going to happen. All I know is, as creators, we need to be aware of these things. It could happen, it could not. I cannot see, in all honesty, this becoming law as it is currently written. It could be down to YouTube misinterpreting it, because that very often happens. And anything that makes the platform liable for copyright claims, they will be scared. Because YouTube is a very, very big platform. It's the second biggest search engine in the world after Google. Weirdly enough, YouTube is owned by Google, so that kind of makes sense. So they've got to protect their backs from a legal standpoint, because at the moment, the legal standpoint is with the creators, because the creators have to be 100% sure that what they're uploading, they have created and they own the copyright to. If they don't, you could end up with a copyright claim by Sir Cliff Richard or any one of these other artists. You know, the people that make Peppa Pig or whatever. And they could sue you for a hell of a lot of money. And that's what this is about. Because at the moment, I'm liable as a creator for what I create. With Article 13, it turns everything around and it makes the platform liable. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Snapchat, which is invested by Jared Leto, and various others would be liable for everything. And I mean every copyright issue. And when you consider that 400 hours of video are uploaded to YouTube a day, well, a day or an hour, is it? Who knows? That's 400 hours of video that the YouTube platform would have to search through itself and check that every single copyright holder owned the copyright to it. So each creator owned the copyright to their video. That's 400 hours of video uploaded a day. That's a hell of a task. It is complicated, and I'm sorry if this video has been dry and boring and I've videoed another video. That's part of my point as well, because I wouldn't be able to do that if Article 13 came into effect. The fact that it's a YouTube video is rather hilarious. It's a video made by YouTube, so I'm sure they wouldn't mind. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's been informative. I've tried to keep it balanced as much as I possibly can. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will include links to all the articles that I've used in this video below. So bye everyone. Please like, comment and subscribe, and use the hashtag #SaveTheInternet. Get people talking about Article 13. Tell your nan, tell your mum, tell everyone. Bye.